Shogun Star Child, Black Egyptians. How I became financially free in Africa. Okay, first things first. Disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. This video is for informational and educational purposes only. You should consider seeking independent financial advice for help in this area. I encourage you to do your own research, and I cannot be held liable for any loss incurred arising from the use of information in this video. Cool. So this really is a follow-up to a video I made last year. How much money do you need to move back to Africa? So I got quite a lot of views on that. I got a lot of feedback. So thanks for the support of comments. So now I'm going to break down how I became financially free in Africa. So I've been in Africa now, Kenya, or East Africa, for 10 months. And I haven't gone out to work. When I say gone out to work, I've still been working on my own businesses. But I haven't literally gone out to get a job. So we're going to get into that in a moment. So I don't know about you, but I'm going to give myself a pat on the back for that. I'm going to award myself some stripes, because that's a pretty good look. Okay, so quick recap on the last video in case you haven't watched it, but even if you have, let me just recap that quickly. You should already pretty much have 4 things if you decide to come to Africa. 1 is education, 2 is a career, 3 savings, and 4 a business or side hustle, right? So if we apply that to my own life, I'll explain that for you. 1, education. My education is IT. I've got a degree in information systems from Brunel. Shout out to my Brunel niggas, right? And I've pretty much done other courses or whatnot. So that's been my main area of study, IT. Also, from studying that, I've worked in IT for several years, so I've got a pretty good career in IT. Me personally, I've been doing project work, I've been doing network support, network analysis. That's my area, that's my field, and a little bit of web development too, right? From that work, you should be saving up a certain amount if you can. So when you do come to Africa, you'll come into Africa with X amount. Let's not get too much into the last video, but however much you come with is up to you and depending on your situation. But you should already have saved some sort of money from your work. And lastly is a business or side hustle. So apart from the IT, I actually have 2 businesses. So that's what I've been doing in Africa as well. Okay, so I can pretty much juggle between my IT and my businesses. When you come to Africa again, it's up to you how you want to do it. Okay, so you're more likely to succeed if you come to Africa with these 4 things on your belt. Like, much more likely. If you go to a country, like I said before, where you have family, you can stay with them. That's your combination of food taken care of already. So in terms of being financially free, that's a power move right there, because your rent and food can literally make up 50 to 60% of your monthly expenditure, right? So it means you don't even need that much money to survive. You can allocate your resources on other things like travel, financing your business, until you're comfortable enough to get your own place. So how have I done it? One of the main things I've been doing, now my businesses are here with me, so I allocate a certain amount of time between running my business and doing other things. But the good thing about a business, which we'll get into later, is you don't have to actually dedicate your whole time on it, right? You can actually have people working for you. Now, one of the main things I've been doing since coming to Africa is trading, right? Specifically stock market and cryptocurrency. Now, I've got friends who do forex trading, but I was never interested in that. It wasn't really me. I never gravitated towards that, and that's cool. But it's important. Why? Because it means you know yourself. So in order to make money, you have to know yourself. You have to know what you're good at, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. Do something which you're naturally talented at. Do something which you like or gravitate to. So that's pretty important. Stocks and crypto, I mean, a stock is a share of a business. Crypto is just fascinating. So that initially got me interested. So I listened to a finance professor called Boyce Watkins on YouTube. He's a PhD. Let me play a soundbite. And he says, and I quote, "Stock market investing literally is the difference between having wealth and not having wealth. It's the difference between the upper class and the middle class." And one of his friends made about 2.5 grand on an investment and said this: "I've never made that much money this fast with no work." And Boyce Watkins' reply was an excellent dialogue that I wrote down. I'm gonna narrate for you. Yeah, investing is pretty cool. Working is a very hard way to make money. So I want you guys to just kind of take that in. Like, it's different from the narrative we grew up in as the black kids. Many of us who didn't grow up with no money, is that you really think that to make money it's connected to how hard you work. That's just not true. A lot of the people who make the most money don't work at all. It's about where you position the resources you have. So when you get income, that gives you an opportunity to build wealth. You got to position your income in the right way, right? If you're giving it away by spending it, then nothing will come up at, and you're going to have nothing to work, and you're going to have to work for money for the rest of your life. But what you want to do is you want to make a translation. You want to get away from the human capital, which is your labor and your time, and all the time you're spending away from your kids and all the misery you're going through, and you want to get towards financial capital. So when you're making the income, you want to take that money, you pop it into these financial assets, and then what eventually happens is that your financial assets are working hard for you. So it's like having a spouse. That's why people used to get married and have children, because you have teammates to build wealth with. They knew that wealth making was a team sport. So if I have a spouse and I'm working full-time and she's working full-time, we're going to be pretty well financially free. So wealth is something better than a spouse, right? Because they're not gonna argue with you and tell you to pick your dirty drawers up off the floor, but that money be working for you night and day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, when you're sleeping, when you're on the beach, when you're on vacation with your kids, and that's really great way to go. So if you can't get to that point in your lifetime, you definitely want your children to get to that point. Okay. So that brings me into Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Now, I love my parents. I appreciate everything they've done for me, but they never taught me about wealth like that. And that's okay. It's okay, because you should have other people around you who you can learn from. That's when you come into the Rich Dad, Poor Dad scenario, because it gives you two different outlooks, right? It forces you to think, not just follow one straight dimension and go to public school, get an education and beg for a job. There's a whole entire world out there of business when it comes to making money. So, highlights of my crypto trades and trades in general. You might remember the Wall Street Bets thing, the Wall Street Bets saga. I made a tiny bit of money off the GameStop, but I got into it quite late, so I just about made even. But saying that, they also pumped silver. So I made about 6k on silver, right? There was a bit of controversy because they were saying, "Oh, we never really pumped that. It was a hedge fund, people doing it." By that point, I'd already invested, so I was like pretty much good to go, and it was pumping, so I was happy to make that money. There was a point in time, probably around September, October, that my two top trades were Neo, the electric vehicle company, and also Jumia. That kind of phased out, come towards the end of last year, around December time, January time. I made a lot of money off bioenergenomics, pharmaceutical companies. They were just popping through the roof. One thing I want to get into with trading is options trading. So specifically selling put options and buying call options. I have been doing a bit of leverage trading as well. Also index funds, ETFs, and there's an area in crypto called DeFi, and you need to get on that. I want you to pay particular attention to DeFi. Why? Because it's a game changer and it could be highly beneficial to millions of Africans. Africa is a less developed economy rather. So compared to the Western world, we don't have the same options in education, in work, in finance that exist in the West. So that means we need alternatives, and DeFi is definitely one of them. DeFi, let me just go into it real quick now. DeFi is really an umbrella term for financial services on the blockchain, and it allows you to do things that you would normally do with a bank, which is borrow, lend, trade assets and more. But it's faster and doesn't require paperwork or a third party like a credit check. Keyword, it's decentralized. So in the future, one of the things I want to do is also get into algorithms and AI to make some of my trades, and to use more of the DeFi features to manage my wealth. And Warren Buffett said something very powerful. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. That's huge. So you need passive income. You need a business where it's not only an additional source of income to your normal day job, it's an opportunity for people to actually work for you. Again, what Boyce was saying there, what the Rich Dad Poor Dad was saying, is that you need to position yourself to be on the right side of the cash flow quadrant. Okay. Now there's a guy called Justin Bryant who said this. Let me open my window. Self-made success. He says, don't settle for trading hours for income your whole life. You can use a combination of outsourcing, again, people working for you, and passive income streams to become more like Warren and make money while you sleep. Okay, so I mentioned passive income. Passive income is income that requires little to no effort to earn and maintain. Let me say that again. Passive income is income that requires little to no effort to earn and maintain. You have to be on the right side of the cash flow quadrant, which is a business owner or investor. So this needs to be a major goal when it comes to your financial plans. In terms of financial freedom, let me explain this now. Being financially free for me doesn't mean that I'm on a holiday for the rest of my life, or that I never have to work again. Everyone has a different idea of financial freedom, and only you know what it means for you. But for me, it means I have assets and income, so I don't have to jump up and down every day to get to work. I can take the time to work on my own passions and pursue my own talents. So I believe in productivity. I believe in working and managing my businesses because I'm contributing to society and I'm using my God-given talents and skills to make the world a better place. So as much as trading has given me a new source of wealth, I haven't neglected my other source of income. I even passed a professional IT exam a couple of weeks ago, so I'm still growing. Yeah, being financially free doesn't mean you just sit at home all day watching TV. No, you can still grow, you can still elevate. You have to continuously improve. One thing about me personally, being that I have two businesses and then the IT, people kind of get confused. But like, oh, you do all this, you're a jack of all trades. 1 minute you're doing this. It's cool, but they don't understand business. You see, here's the thing. Let me explain something to you. You're mistaking business for work. My work is IT. That's my job. Yeah? But when it comes to business, you can get people working for you. So I'm a writer. One of my businesses is writing, right? I don't do all the work myself. Yeah, I can write the book myself, and that's on me because it kind of requires my brain and my thinking, right? But when it comes to the publishing side of it, yeah, I have a book cover designer. Yeah, I have a editor. Yeah, I have people who help in sales. Yeah, I have people who help put together. Yeah, I have production. So it's not just me. I will write the book, but people are helping me to publish the book. And people kind of get that confused, but it's cool because I don't mind. I know I'm good. I know I'm using my talents. I know that I'm improving. So I don't mind people getting the wrong end of the stick because I know I'm good. So let me just explain that to you. Some of you have based your entire premise on coming to Africa on having X amount of money, let's say £50,000 in savings and a job. But that's why I'm in Africa and you're not. You see, the thing is, I'm a builder. I don't need to have everything mapped out for me to come to Africa. All I need to do is have X amount of money, like I said before, come and make it work. And you can pretty much freestyle for a little bit. For the next 3 years, I can take it one step at a time and grow each and every day. You don't have to have everything mapped out. You can also grow, you can also be here on the ground and make things happen. Because you can do all the talking, all the planning you want, but it's different when you come here, trust me, bro. And one of the things I meant to mention about what I meant before regarding Dr. Boyce Watkins was that he mentioned the word spouse earlier. And he said something very powerful about that. For me, thinking about that, a lot of people aren't necessarily going to succeed in Africa because they don't have a wife or a husband. When you're here with someone who's got your back, like a proper wife or a proper husband if you're a chick, you're working together, you're building. So you're good. Moving on, put this car in. You can see my bike there in the corner. Guess what? It's not registered in my name. You see, I'm in Kenya. I'm not a Kenyan citizen. You understand? Yeah, I'm from UK. Yeah, I'm from Nigeria. I can't just come to Africa. I can't come to Kenya like that. Click my fingers and get all the paperwork required to get a car or motorbike. I can't. But I've got my wife who can help me do that. So yes, it's registered in her name, but it's also it's in my name as the buyer. I'm the one who put the money down. She's just the person who it's registered in. So little things like that could help you. Because imagine if I didn't have my wife now, or girlfriend, I call her a wife, but it's pretty much the same thing. How else would I get it? I can't get it that easily. And I can't give it to a friend, so I'll be stuck. So little things like that will help you along the way. Don't try and come and do it all by yourself, because like a business, you will fail. You need people on your team working for you. Worst comes to worst. Worst case scenario, you come to Africa, you run out of money. Fuck it. Go back to where you came from. Go back to Europe. Go back to America for a couple months. Get yourself together. Come back out again in 6 months' time, 9 months or a year. You can pretty much do you. You don't necessarily have to come to Africa and stay here for the rest of your life. Yeah, that's what I'm planning to. I literally decided that I'm going to come to Africa and I'm going to stay here and I'm not going to go back. Right, until I pretty much want to. But I'm pretty much good. Even if I don't stay in Kenya, I'll go to Nigeria, I'll go to Ghana. I'll go wherever I decide to go. But for now, I'm staying put. So don't think that you have to make it in one go. I've been going back and forth, but on little trips. So that's something for you to bear in mind in case it might not work out. That's pretty much it. I hope I covered everything that you expected of me. I might leave a few more things in the comment section. So hope you enjoyed the video. Support me. Like my comment. Like videos. Subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Because in Africa, it's a clean slate. You can build that empire there. You can build that infrastructure there. And you already got the information. You're already educated on how to do it, because we've done it here and made billions of dollars for corporations all day. Africa is the only place in the world where black people can go and build Fortune 500 companies from scratch within 5 years.
It could be like China, easily.
No, seriously. And this took them hundreds of years to build. You can build it now within 5 years.
Yeah.
China took that same, mind state 25 years ago. China was no different from Africa 25 years ago. Go to China now. Look at Dubai, the Middle East. They just started 15 years ago and started building that same concept.
I'm kind of, me just want to be 100%. I understand what you exactly mean. So you're saying that Africa right now, so how can Africa be the new China? How can we say that? So
black people.
For all our black people, yes.
Go back to Africa.
Okay.
Whatever you're doing here, do it there. Whether it's real estate, entertainment, education,
label, sneaker company,
whatever.
Clothing line.
Whatever.
Start it there.
Do it there. Don't even start it. Do it there. It's going to grow out of there anyway. But Africa's big enough you won't ever have to need no other country anyway.